Bitcoin is preparing for a true V-shaped recovery, whereas Cronos is now at the final hurdle with the purple line. Does this mean we're back on track? Well guys, I would say let's strap in and let's find out. This video is sponsored by Obsidian Swap with also their DeFi tools. You can check out the airdrop tokens and token locker with a link in the description down below. At the moment of recording, Bitcoin is showing a lot of strength because we just broke above $92,000, meaning that we're now back here in the green box. And it's a great sign because typically once we go inside the green box, we also tend to fill it, meaning we go to the top here of the pattern. So that is, guys, great because then we also see something that looks like the V shape here. So I'm waiting for a complete V-shaped recovery. So we go back to the highs at about 106 where we fell down below at the 10th of November. So this, guys, is truly the big question. Can we first go here to the top and then also continue to the 106 level here? Before we go there, though, I think there might be some struggles at about exactly $99,000 because that's also where we had issues breaking inside the box just a few weeks earlier. So I do believe that this will be quite an important test, and then we will go hopefully into the 106 area. And that, guys, also would be great for altcoins because we're also still monitoring, of course, the CRO token here. And CRO is also at a very important level. As mentioned in the intro, we're now trading at about 11.20 cents. And that is exactly where it struggles to truly break through and have a daily close above it. Because we've been talking about this here, the potential head and shoulders, but then inverse. And I think that is still playing out. But we're struggling, as you see, with breaking above these levels. So I do believe that whenever Bitcoin, it shows the strength that it's truly going to at least $99,000, I think then also CRO is able to go into the next resistance level, which is at about 13.2 cents. But first, guys, again, we need to break this level where we are now. The purple, you can see it was hard here. It was also hard here. So I think if we go there, it will be a quick travel all the way to about 13 cents. Same thing as also when we fall below it. So we lost here support. It only took a few days to go from 13 cents all the way to 11. So that's, of course, what we're looking for right now, guys. Also, I want to talk a bit more about the total market cap and also about Bitcoin dominance. But let's do that after the quick word of today's sponsor. Many people might think of Obsidian Swap as just a simple swap page where you can go from one token to another. And of course, that's true. You can make easy and cheap swaps directly here on the Cronos chain. But you can do so many more things. And one of the cool things, especially for token creators, are their DeFi tools. So you can, for example, do an airdrop of tokens. And it's really easy, no depth knowledge required. So all you do, you select a certain token. For example, want to drop some beer here. And you select all the addresses that want to receive this airdrop. And all you have to do then is you pay a bit of CRO and also the gas fee. So that's, of course, for the airdrop here. But you also got the token locker. And there are a lot of different use cases for this one as well. Guys, so check it out. Obsidian Swap here in the link down below. Anyways, let's talk a bit more now about crypto. But before we move over to Bitcoin dominance, I quickly want to mention here the V-shaped recovery once more, because we talked about this small V-shaped recovery, but you could also make the case that we have a bigger V-shaped potential. Some would say that you can actually take a look here at the all-time high, because that's where the big drop-off, sharp drop-off really started. You can see really it went really quickly over here as well. So we could make the argument that we get a complete V-shaped recovery to the previous all-time high. And then we can also speculate a bit more about a potential timeline, which is interesting for some people as well, because typically a V-shape, it takes the same amount of days to go down as it takes to go up again. So if we measure from the high to the low, was 45 bars, so 45 days. So from the low to the high, another 45 days. That brings us just after Christmas, it seems. That will be the 7th of January. And of course, guys, it is no absolute science, but it would be something like this. And right, it would be something also like we have seen during the COVID crash, where it was very quick, but we also recovered very quickly as well. So you see here the drop off. It took a bit longer to actually recover, but it was pretty much a V shape, even though it isn't looking like a V shape here. So I expect something like that to play out potentially. And if that's the case, and we're still talking about a bullish Q1 of 2026 and potentially also still continuation of the 4-year cycle if you measure from the low, because we can also measure from low to low, and it also takes about 4 years typically. So that's quite interesting. Then let's continue talking about Bitcoin dominance though, because what does this mean for altcoins then? Well, altcoins have a bit of a rough week so far. You can see that Bitcoin dominance, it started great for altcoins. You can see a big wick to the downside. And of course, the week isn't over yet, so we have to take it day by day. But it is now again in the green, showing that Bitcoin has had a bit of a big move. So you can see that this move from about 80 to 92, that's a lot. And altcoins can't keep up. But I think in the longer term, altcoins will overtake Bitcoin once again. And I have this here. I've got this chart, and I've been talking a lot about this also on the stream, so make sure you join those as well. But basically, you have a perfect triangular setup starting for altcoins, and this is all altcoins, excluding Ethereum and excluding stable coins, so the smaller altcoins. And the setup is just simply perfect. Here you can see, right? We start all the way in 2017, and we have this line that goes up and up and up, and only the COVID crash, there was the black swan exemption. But other than that, we have a perfect setup. You can see that we have the high. Let me remove it so you can see it a bit better. But we have the high, and we tested already twice, almost a third time here recently in October. And the question is, can we continue to wiggle up until we have that explosive move to the upside? I think that's actually quite likely, and I think we might still see that this cycle. So it might be something like this, guys. And then also we get, of course, that big eruption for Bitcoin dominance to the downside, as we've been talking about in many of the videos, like what we have seen in 2017 and 2021, and I think also in 2026. But let's wait and see, guys. I will, of course, keep you up to date, so don't forget to hit the like button and strap in for more content. Honestly, the momentum that Bitcoin has created with days going up 3%, but also 5%, are great reassurance that we might have that final euphoric blow off top later in this cycle. So those are definitely, guys, good signs that we need to watch very closely. So, of course, guys, again, I will be doing that. And if you want to learn more, for example, about a bit of Bitcoin TA or Cronos TA, I also got this video here to the right of me as well. So check it out.